The big story that we've been tracking all day, the deadly attack that killed 25 paramilitary commandos in Sukma in Chhattisgarh, was a cold-blooded murder, said Home Minister Rajnath Singh. Naxals carried out one of the worst attacks in the long-running conflict yesterday. Apart from those who died, 6 personnel of the CRPF were critically injured. Tributes were paid to the fallen men at a function in Raipur, where the bodies were brought before being sent to their hometowns and villages. It's the highest casualty in a Naxal attack under the current government.
Well, what we've seen yesterday is one of the worst attacks by Maoists, left-wing sympathizers in Chhattisgarh. What is the government going to do? What exactly went wrong yesterday? Joining us now, the DG of Naxal Operations of Chhattisgarh Police, Mr. DM Awasthi. Thank you, Mr. Awasthi, very much for speaking to us. Firstly, sir, there's been some confusion. Were IEDs used in Sukma?
No. No IEDs were used in this operation.
Sir, were rocket launchers used? Because that's been mentioned as well.
There are a lot of media reports like 300 people, rocket launchers and all that. It's not true. Generally, normally what they use, the regular weapons which they normally use in an ambush, and probably fired 6 to 7 UBGL shells. That's all.
Okay, so under-barrel grenade launchers and grenades were used. Is it also true that this group of CRPF Jawans were breaking for lunch or something like that when they were attacked?
Actually, this party, this road, we are making this road since last 1.5 years. And continuously this party is going, and all the parties, not this stretch, but this stretch is 56 kilometers road. So we are making it, and there are several points. So this party was also going last 1 week. They were going for this one culvert was being made, and the road is about to complete in the next 4 months. This road, which was cut off for last 15 years due to Naxals, is the biggest challenge to the Maoism. And so we are making they were going every day. Probably they were lucky, Naxals were lucky yesterday. That's what I want to say this.
So basically their movement in that area was noticed. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
And hence that is why the attack took place, because their movement became a regular movement, the CRPF.
It was an obvious. Had it been an operation, there could have been any casualty. But since they are going to make the road, and if the road is being made, you know that it takes 6 to 7 days time at least making some half kilometer, 1 kilometer. So they were being targeted because of that.
And so where did these Maoists emerge from? What is the terrain over there? Is there a lot of foliage?
Actually, that the area from Dornapal to Jagargunda and Injaram to Bheji and Bheji Chintagufa, this like 4 or 5 police stations of Sukma, South Sukma, this is the core area, and you can say the Gad. This is the main area of military battalion, then battalion company number 1 and 2, and their platoons live there, and they have only done it.
And what are the numbers, the overall strength of Maoist forces in this area?
In Sukma, on a count, there are not more than 400 to 450 militarized cadre, and plus Jan militia, you can say 3 to 4,000. These are the villagers. They help.
And how easy or how difficult is it for police forces to get their own intelligence? Because the Maoists have eyes and ears everywhere. How do you counter that?
Problem is that there is a terrain and the villages are far-flung, trees and jungles and hillocks. Some positions are vantage points. They are living and moving with the villages. Generally, the Jan militia is hostile in that area towards the security forces. So whenever we move with a lot of cautions. Since the road work was a major challenge, it was being made, and you never know, and nobody knows it, that last 15 years it was cut off from the mainstream. For a ration to go to Jagargunda, it was taking 7 to 8 days time. So this road we have made it, and from Dornapal to Jagargunda, earthwork is completed. You can go in 1 hour by a jeep or by a vehicle. That's a major challenge. They were stopping everything.
So where did they emerge from? I mean, how did the attack actually take place?
That area, Sukma area, that I told you, in South Sukma, they are moving in jungles and locations. This is their core area. 1 platoon, 2 platoon, then company. So that is how they move. They are shifting. You can say this is a moving battalion. Okay. It is not stationed at one place. They are keep on coming, watching police and their location, then moving to some other location in nearby area.